Do you struggle with sleep? Hi, I'm Dr. Chen. Welcome to the LUMEBOX channel where we share science-based information about red light therapy. Red light therapy is all the craze right now, and you might think it's just a recent fad, but actually it's been around for a while for good reason. And it's become more popular now because with LED devices, you can enjoy it at home instead of having to go to doctor's offices and pay for laser treatment. And there's a lot more scientific studies now on the benefits in the last 10 years. Red light therapy was actually discovered by accident by a scientist in Hungary in 1967 when he noticed that red light helped promote hair growth and wound healing in rats. Since then, NASA has adopted it and many doctors, physical therapists, and practitioners too. Their studies showing red light's benefit from skin health, pain relief, inflammation, and even as an adjunct to help us get a good night's rest, which is what I'll be talking to you about today. So if you're one of those people who struggle to catch the recommended 7 hours of sleep, you're in the right place. And while you're here, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more science-backed wellness tips. Okay, so let's go straight to the problem. Modern light. Artificial lighting is everywhere at night, right? And yes, it's allowed us to continue going about our lives at night when it's dark, but it's also coming at a cost to our health. Blue light is the color predominantly emitted by our devices like our phones, our laptops, iPads, and blue light actually tells our brain that it's time to be awake, and so it pushes back melatonin secretion. Melatonin is our sleep hormone. It helps us get to sleep and fall asleep. And so blue light exposure at night has been found in studies to affect our sleep. In fact, this study showed that for every minute that you're exposed to blue light, it can push back your sleep by 5 minutes. Using devices like our phones also activate our brains and create a form of stress or stimulation at a time when we really should be resting up to help our brain go into sleep mode. So what's the solution? Enter red light. It's been hypothesized that melatonin is usually produced by the pineal gland in the brain, but studies suggest red light therapy may aid in the production of melatonin outside of the pineal gland. It may also regulate stress hormones like cortisol, which dampens our natural melatonin production. So let's unpack this a little bit more. In this study, 20 female athletes each lay on a whole body red light treatment machine for 30 minutes before bed. They did this every night for 2 weeks, and at the end of the study period, researchers found improvements in the red light therapy group for measurements on sleep quality, sleep duration, and sleep latency. Sleep latency just means how long it takes for you to actually fall asleep. This data was based on the Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index, which is a self-reported survey to assess sleep quality over a month. Interestingly, they also concluded that red light may positively affect sleep quality and endurance performance. So not only did they sleep better, they also performed better. And of course, that goes hand in hand, right? If you sleep better, you're likely to perform better. So for those of you who are athletes, hit that subscribe button so that you can harness the power of light to fuel your performance. Now, you might say, okay, sleep quality index is subjective and not reliable. So we also found a study where they measured actual melatonin levels. Now, in case you forgot, melatonin is the hormone that helps us fall asleep. So in this study, they took blood samples and measured melatonin levels of 2 groups of people. One group had 30 minutes of red light therapy treatment before bed for 14 days. The other group didn't. The red light therapy group had a greater improvement in serum melatonin levels than the group that didn't. Now, I much prefer melatonin your body makes itself. I'm actually not a huge fan of melatonin supplements personally because I feel like megadoses of hormones, whether it's melatonin or another hormone, is going to interfere with our body's own feedback loop that regulates hormone levels and hormone production. So I don't like to mess with hormones too much, but I do understand sometimes, for example, when we travel and we have jet lag, sometimes melatonin supplements can be helpful. Of course, there are people online who say melatonin or taking melatonin doesn't affect our own feedback loop The jury is out on that. There's actually not a lot of studies on that, so I want to wait for studies before I draw my own conclusions. But if there is a way I can encourage more melatonin to be produced inside my own body, I'm all for it. So while the science is still emerging and most studies so far are on animals when it comes to red light and melatonin, from personal experience, I have found that since using red light therapy before bed, I fall asleep much faster and wake up much more refreshed. And it's just such a pleasurable, simple addition to my evening wind down routine for sleep, which is, by the way, really, really important. If you don't have an evening routine that helps you wind down, it can be really difficult to get to bed, especially given how busy we are during the day, how much stress, worries, and anxieties come our way. So I actually look forward to my evening routine, my nighttime routine, and this is what I do. I switch on my LUMEBOX to near infrared mode, which is light you can't see. You can only see like a little faint pink hue, right? And then I shine it at the back of my neck for one full cycle. So I'm usually lying down or lying on a sofa when I do this. And this normally goes for 12 minutes. And while it's going, I do some breath work. I might do some meditation. I might do a box breath. And by the way, if you're one of those people who can't help but to reach for their phone at night, guilty as charged. I actually share a top hack on how to combat that in another video, which I'm gonna link here. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you found it helpful, and I have a little gift for you in the caption of this video if you want to learn more about the benefits of red light therapy, not just for sleep, but for your skin, for inflammation, for joint health. Download that free gift in our caption, and I'll see you in the next video.